the next artist to approach the mic. Say yeah. Yeah. Y'all are already clapping. Already raising the energy for Chavo Flaco. You looking all fly.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Chavo?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing well, love. Thank you for asking. So, where you from?
I was grown in a lab in a test tube.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's happening. It's really happening right now.
I'm a science experiment.
Really? Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're all welcome here, you know. As long as you don't hurt nobody and we don't hurt nobody, we all good. You could be born from anything. I
got it under control.
You got it under... Whew, okay. Whew. So, how long you been doing poetry?
I've been writing, I'll say like 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. And what inspired you to start doing poetry?
For as long as I can remember, I've loved music. Like that's the first thing that I guess experienced that like really like lit me up entirely. And it was always about instruments growing up, mostly guitar. And then I knew I wanted to make more just and like put myself out there.
Right.
And I looked up to all these like great guitarists and musicians and just thought that like I had a voice and like there was just more that I could do with that, with the spoken word.
I love that. And what are you doing for us today?
It depends. Do you mind if I read? Like, I feel like I'm gonna look corny, but like it's my favorite piece that I have.
If it's your favorite piece, we need your favorite. We want your best. We want it.
You said took a mushroom. Like, I think this fits.
Okay. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chavo Flaco.
Imagine your life as a river, a stream of consciousness. We could consider our environment as the course that river flows. The water is not going where it chooses. It is following the path of least resistance, that which nature has carved out prior to the water's arrival. Just as water takes the form of a container, people often take the form that is most fitting for their surroundings and influences. What we mistake for spontaneous acts of free will is often simply gravity. That being said, in interacting with the environment, the water is still water, the soil is still soil, and the rocks will continue to be rocks. Yet the appearance and certain physical features of these will change. These will change and influence one another. The image on the surface reflects that which exists in the world around. The waves and ripples are responses to external forces. The river will pick up debris. The water will get dirty. The dirt will turn muddy and the rocks will get weathered down. Over enough time, you may even end up with some very smooth rocks. These are pretty cool. We could imagine our thoughts as fallen leaves, rocks the water passes over, plants living within, floating animal feces, or fish swimming through. When we try to latch on to ideas, stories, or a limited identity of any kind, that could be like catching fish, scooping water out with your hands, or taking a picture of the river and then saying, "This is the river." It's not. The first examples you could say are pieces of the river. The river is made of flowing water and fish swim within it. However, the picture is removed from it entirely. It is one way of seeing the river from one place frozen in time. Our concept of ourselves is an idea in our minds. It is not reality. It is our understanding of reality confined by our perception rather than the actual life within the human. This is not to say that people shouldn't go fishing, drink from the stream, or take a picture. That's just fine. Matter of fact, most people who ever live will never get the chance to experience the river as intimately as those who do these things. Be it because of geography or their interests, they'll never contact the water here. If the river's beauty is to be shared with the world, then it makes sense to have an image to reference. You can post it on the internet, you can paint a picture of it, you could put it on a postcard. The water can sustain life and clean people of filth. Its power can be harnessed as electricity, and people can make some lovely meals out of fish, but that is not the river. The water can also come into contact with dams. Maybe beavers made it. Perhaps a tree fell in the water, or men built it with concrete and steel. The flow of the river will inevitably change. Its course will be diverted. It will encounter resistance. Likewise, people encounter a variety of conflicts, pain, addiction, and trauma in their lives. They may identify themselves as a product of these events. Although the course of the river may be affected by what lies on its path, it does not cease to run its course. It is still flowing water. However, we can often fool ourselves and become disconnected in our thoughts from who we actually are if we focus so hard on these perceived obstacles, even identifying ourselves as the dam or the smaller, focused amounts of water coming through the other side. Do not forget that the river flows much further beyond the dam. Dams can break, and the water will eventually find its way back to where it came from, the ocean.
Yes, 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 yes. Y'all give it up again for Chavo Flaco. You really first of all, that was necessary. Thank you for reading it, because sometimes, I know me as a poet, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to read. I really want to, give the performance. And that right there was the words that were necessary for all of us to hear. And baby, you touch my soul, you touch my spirit. Thank you for sharing that and elevating us.